We're just a few minutes from the start of this Ask Me Anything. Welcome. I see people already showing up. So just let's wait a couple of minutes and we'll get started right away. We're just a few minutes from the start of this Ask Me Anything. Welcome. I see people already showing up. So just let's wait a couple of minutes and we'll get started right away. We're just a few minutes from the start of this Ask Me Anything. Welcome. In the meantime, feel free to look around. You can actually see on the bottom of your screen, there are several buttons that will let you move around the venue. There's a map that shows you where our partners are, and it shows you as well our team members and going away from my team members, and also people who have participated from the beginning in the project, who are featured on the galleries of our different venues. Shut down my WhatsApp so we can get started in a minute or so. You can also see the networking room. You can search for companies in the right button where it says companies, and then basically you can move around the screen and see images of different events and different venues that we have, as well as images of the pavilions and the stands and the different rooms that are available on the eVlan platform. Okay, we'll get started in about a minute, and if you want to zoom in to the call, meaning you can just click on the screen. There's on the right side of the screen, there's a little box which puts it at full screen for those of you who would like to have a better experience. Okay, so let me get started. It's 6 p.m. Welcome to this Ask Me Anything, where we're going to discuss how chambers of commerce can take advantage of the eVlan platform and how they can move their membership from Web 2 to Web 3. And I will show you first a very brief presentation, and then I'll open it up for questions, and I'll give you a tour of the venue, both on the front end and the back end, so you see how easy it is to manage the venue and to really get value and support for your membership. And then we'll just answer questions. There is if you see on the top of your venue, there is a round button that says groups, one group. You click on that, and it says, Ask Me Anything, chat. So let me just write it right here now. please ask your questions on this chat. I just published it, and you will see it coming up on the screen on the top. So please feel free to ask any questions that you want on the venue. We'll probably get more people joining us soon, but I will start it anyway right away. So let's do that by showing on the screen. By the way, my name is Rafael Bonelli. I'm founder and CEO of Eveland. And I will share with you, as I said initially, a very brief presentation that talks about how the chambers of commerce can and have been using Eveland to enhance and support their memberships. I'm getting word that there are some people who are trying to access, so and they're having some issues, but we will solve them right away. I'm actually right now setting up the access so that anybody can access the venue right now. And that's it. With that small change, there shouldn't be any problems accessing right now. Okay, I see Irvin just arrived, and Gabriela, and also Julio. More people should be arriving in any moment, but let's go to our presentation. Sorry for my bandwidth. Energy just went out, and I'm working on batteries all throughout. So I'll put the slideshow in full screen and get the show started. So Eveland is defined as a business metaverse, and we consider ourselves, and we are an open platform that allows for mass business adoption. And the reason we say that is because we have a number of tools that allow users to go into Web3, but also at the same time, we're very Web2 enabled. In other words, that users can access our metaverse from a web URL, and actually it is mobile first. So you can access both via web and via mobile. Now, the purpose of this presentation is to show you how you can create a virtual chamber of commerce using the Eveland Metaverse virtual malls that I'm going to show you, to host chamber events, to sell space to your members and attract sponsors that can be placed in the multiple advertising opportunities that we have developed around the venue. Now, what is the value proposition for the chambers? Starting with increased accessibility. And we say it, but we also prove it, because in several events that we have and several chambers who are participating with us in this metaverse, they have been able to multiply their audience from sometimes 2 to 3 times the volume of audience that they regularly are able to engage in their offline and also in their Zoom events. And I'll show you later with a sample of traffic why that is the case, and how it works, because it works really like a very typical long tail curve. Okay. So number two is enhanced engagement. So we provide through the different tools that we have, both the chambers and their members able to engage with users on the platform, okay, on a one-to-one basis or a one-to-many, depending on how you define it. Then there's cost savings. Obviously, hosting events can be expensive, and physical events very expensive. But virtual events, you can have a lot of people and have a very affordable proposition. And when you hear exactly how we are working, you'll understand it more. And of course, the innovation component, which can position the chamber as a forward-thinking organization that embraces new technologies and trends. So, those are the main, but you'll see as we have another document that there are a lot more opportunities for chambers and success factors that have to take into account when you plan for this. So what would be the objectives of a chamber? Well, number one, hello, can you hear me? Okay, sorry, I'm back. Was I muted, everybody? Can you hear me? Hello? Okay, no, sorry. I know, and I can see now that you're hearing me. Sorry about that. Back to the presentation. Anyway, then if you look at what the business model that we have created is, it's basically a partnership model where we offer all the chambers the possibility to partner with us with a basic so that they can go to their members and we can generate revenue together. And you can create a lot of different products and services for those members that you don't have today in your current systems, or thanks to your different products. Like you can generate store sales, you can offer sponsorships, you can rent the venue itself. If there's a member who needs to do an event, you can rent the venue. There is ticketing, banner ads, e-commerce, NFT sales, art sales. These are all different revenue models that can be created because already exist in the platform, and you can actually activate them very easily. And we provide all of the support that you need for running these events, for onboarding your audience, and basically having a brand new experience for your chamber on the metaverse. And then basically it can be done very, very easily. You already have one very important thing, which is the chambers already run multiple events. You usually run events on a weekly basis, monthly basis. And so you already have the content that it's key for attracting users to the platform, right? And creating an audience for your members. And of course, that can be, you can decide if they are internal or external. You can open up the platform for all users, and that way, you know, open up your membership, try to capture new membership. And then you can also create new content, like I'm going to show you now the Georgia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce did, which they created this Meet Me at the Metaverse conference to celebrate Hispanic Small Business Month, in the US in the month of May. And they created a specific event that was run on the Metaverse and that actually became very successful, and attracted more than 100 companies to the event. Okay, so let me go now to the platform, and actually there are some questions. Let me go here and look at some of the questions that have been asked. Okay, Ivo, mobile first was your decision, or was it made due to customer demands? Okay, mobile first was our decision when we launched, because we actually, the first use case that we saw for the venue was jobs and putting together employers and employees. And so we needed to make it real effective in the you know, at the moment of connecting one user to the other. And of course, 80% of the audiences on the web today are mobile. So we decided that it had to be mobile from day one. Anyway, back to, let me see who's online. Marta, Julio, Irving, Gabriela, Ortigoni, Ivan, Lourdes, welcome everybody, Sunday. So anyway, I hope you didn't lose very much of what I was speaking at the beginning, but just in case, let me now go and show you around the platform so you can see all the different rooms, applications, and spaces that you can open up for your members. Okay. So we're now here looking at the auditorium. Okay. It is a little bit delayed, as you can see on the screen. Now it's going to show the delay. It's going to show the presentation, but in any case, let me go back to the home page. That way I'm not influenced by what's seen on the screen. So this is our outer skin, as you can see here on the Metaverse. This is where people land. This is a kind of the landing page for the venue, right? And on the bottom you have the different navigation tools, the networking tools, the map tool where it takes you anywhere within the venue, your profile avatar where you can change your photo, the auditorium where we're just looking at the content, and a search feature where you can find any of the companies listed on your venue, like you can see here, right? These are all our different partners. And now you can then go into the venue, and you go into, you enter, and you have 3 spaces where you can move around. One space for galleries, which is where we have placed the team. Another space for partners, which is where we have the different stands, and we have different styles and sizes of stands. You can see here, and you can move around. These are all silver stands, but we also have different types of stands in terms of bronze and gold, and even you can sell, like some people have done, a complete gallery which has 10 spaces on it. But let me go now to another venue. Let me show you the Meet Me at the Metaverse venue from the Georgia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Again, there were 105 companies participating in this event, and they had a tremendous audience, which I'll show you in a little bit. So each one of these venues, each one of these stands, so this one is the GHCC stand, which is in this case, I believe, a gold stand. I need to go back there. So this is a gold stand, which has lots of banners. Each one of the banners is interactive, and it has a video on the background on this placeholder. Also, it has other features which are important when you're talking about the interaction between the user and the stand. First of all, there's a stand chat, which you can see on the screen, which only lets you have a conversation with the people at the stand itself. So you can chat with the users here at the stand. There's an About Us section, which has all of the social media and a description. So, and these are all links to all of the social media channels, which you can manage on the back end. And I'll show you those in a moment. You can create offers like the Georgia Hispanic Chamber did here, which they created offers for their gala, for membership, for calendar, job board, and so on and so forth. So it is another tool that you have to really deploy content to your users. You have a contact form, which is for people who just want to leave a message. You don't want to chat, they just want to send you a message, and that contact form is there. And then we have a rewards button, which actually works together with the wallet, and that is one of the Web3 applications that we have created. And it allows you to basically create rewards and gamification programs for your members. In this case, also, that's again the gold stand. All this gets managed by the user themselves. Each one of the 105 companies that participated had access to a backend, and I'll show you that in a minute. Here you have the leaderboard of people who actually participated in the contest and the rewards, and these are ETH tokens that we gave each one of them. And then you have the networking lounge, where you can have conversations that are limited to the networking lounge, and there are 4 different opportunities, 4 different subjects that you can create in the networking lounge to run a specific conversation about a specific topic, and again service your customer base the best way you can. Then let me show you now what this looks on the back end. Okay, this is the Eveland where we are having the conference today, which is this site, right? Hi, Debbie, welcome. I'm going to go back to the auditorium. Okay. And this is all, by the way, recorded, so you can come back and review the content anytime you want. The venue is open for you to do that. So how does it look on the back end? And since we're a little bit delayed on the front end, I'll show you now a little bit of how this looks on the back end. So this is the main administration tool for a venue, for a virtual mall, as we also call it. So basically, you have your event dashboard, which is the front page here, where you manage your meta information, your settings, and you define how you call your product on the menu, and then also you manage all your main banners on your front and your reception. Okay, and these are all. Each banner has a size suggestion. It is a suggestion because even if it's not totally sized in the same way, we do accept it and modify it, but we suggest that you use the measurements. Like, for instance, the main banner, this banner over here is the banner that's in the main reception hall. Sorry, this is on the front page of the on the front of the venue. And then you have the banners that are on the reception hall, and you can change those anytime you want and manage them accordingly. Then you can, you set your venue and your event, you can change skins, by the way. Right now we're in Miami, but we have all these different skins that you can use, and we're adding more skins almost on a daily basis, so that each city will have their own skin, and you can represent the city where you actually based or live with the metaverse. You can right now do Spanish, English, and Chinese on the front end, and then you can select what type of event you're going to use. In this case, we put the demo so that everybody can get in. It can be free, and it requires you to register, and then you receive an email. The free version today, actually, what it does is that it confirms your email, and it lets it's a more secure. The demo one doesn't confirm your email, lets you write in. And the paid, you can create tickets for your events, paid tickets, and charge for each one of your events. So this is as I said, the main page, your main dashboard. Then you have your rooms, and there are 3 types of rooms and one within a room. So the stands are within the pavilions, but we created a separate access point for the stands so you can manage the stands easily. So we were at the auditorium, and you're looking at this from the auditorium, right? And this is the auditorium that it's being used right now. We can have as many auditoriums as we want, by the way. And you can manage several things in the auditorium. You can manage the banners. These are all the banners that you can look around in the auditorium and you'll see there. And you can also manage your event schedule, right? And here you see, this is the Chambers and the Metaverse event that we're running right now. We have run many other events, and we keep them in our archive. In the event schedule, you can also manage your speakers and create different speaker images, so you can use that later. Show you where you're going to use that later on your website promotion. So, but let's go back to rooms. Now you have the pavilions. Pavilions come in 3 types. You can add a pavilion here, and you'll see here are 4 types of pavilions, and they are basically divided depending on the configuration of stands within the pavilion. We have one pavilion that is 1 gold stand and 6 bronze. One is 1 gold and 2 silver. The gold stands takes up half of a pavilion. The bronze stands takes up about 1/8 of a pavilion. The silver takes a quarter and the gold half. So you have half of a pavilion with the other half shared by 2 silver stands. These are 2 silver and 7 bronze, and then there is 4 silver, right? So when you create a pavilion, what we do is, and how we're approaching this is, it could be event-based or it could be on a continuous basis, right? So you have your fixed stands or fixed pavilions, and you sell those to fixed users so that they have a continuous presence. Each pavilion can be managed independently, you can manage the banner ads on the pavilion. And there are some cases that have, some pavilions have 2 banner ads. There are others that have 3 or 4 banner ads, depending on the configuration. You can also then manage the stands in the pavilion. And these are the 4 stands that are in this pavilion. And here is where you assign a stand to a user, right? So where it says owner, and you set the owner, you give that owner access to the pavilion that you are, to that stand, right? So let's see if this one has their owner. No, this one doesn't. These are our partner pavilions, but we can look at any one. In any case, you can add them. Let me add one here so that I can show you. I would receive an email with the access, but I'm going to just go directly to the owner dashboard. Here it is. So here I can manage all of the content that I have on my stand, right? All of the banners. I can add the different products. I can manage my contacts and my chat within the stand, right? I can also go visit that stand as a user within the venue. So if I go visit that stand, the system recognizes me as the user of the owner of that stand and takes me directly to that stand so that I can see how my content is being deployed and how users are interacting with it. Okay, have to enter it. Oh, here it is. Oops, I went back. Now, going back to the stats, sorry about the bandwidth again. I'm running with the phone and the batteries. So this is where, as you saw in the back, you have your management tool, and this anything that gets changed on this management tool gets reflected on the front end. So in the About Us, you saw that they have a lot of social media. All of that is included in the content, and you can access every single one of them as an external link. Okay. Then the other, let me close that. The other type of room, so we now saw that what the stands are. Let me see if there's a question in the group. No questions. Remember, you can ask your questions on the group icon on the top here, where it says ask me anything. Please ask your questions. And I'll be happy to answer them as I move back and forth between each one of the spaces. So back to the editing, to the admin tool. So this way you can manage stands and offer users access to your members access to their stands, right? Then you can go to the stands. There's just like a one view for the stands where you can see where everybody, all the stands, the type of stands that they are, the who's the owner, and then you can go directly and manage those stands for the user if that needs to be the case. There's another type of room, which are galleries, and galleries are a 10-picture room. Each one of these pictures is a potential e-commerce or, like a store. In this case, let's look at these. Okay, so these are a lot of the people who've worked here still are and are board members. So we've used as a team. So if we go to the preview, you'll see the gallery. You can manage the photo on the back. I'll go back and show you how it's managed. And it's basically a very attractive way to present any type of content. Obviously, in this case, you're presenting a picture, you click on the image. Here, it's just the title, but you can go link that to the LinkedIn profile, or you can add a link to an e-commerce. You can have a product description. Really, if you go to the back end, again, when you go edit the content, here's all the opportunities that you have to add content into. Even if you put a price, immediately it puts a buy button on the image, and you can manage the quantity that you have, or simply link it to your current e-commerce and offer the service, right? So it's basically another room, another type of room, very attractive because you can navigate it very easily. As you can see here, you can go from one space to the other and just walk, move around with the arrows and just see more information. Here's me, okay? And then, okay, so that's for the rooms. And then there's one important part, which is the sections. Here's where you put your rooms in the different spaces, depending on how you want the users to navigate through the room, through the space, right? So you can put all the galleries in one place, you can put all the partners, or you can mix galleries and partners and have an experience that actually, moves the content in a different way. So there's a couple of more things that I want to show you. This one is very important, is our landing page creator. And when you actually registered, you registered on this page, which basically has the information on the event. You can add lots of information that you already created in the event schedule. You can add your also you can add all your participating companies in that landing page, and basically use it as a tool to manage your marketing for your event or your membership, right? And it's a very handy tool. We heard from a lot of customers that they really wanted to have a tool that was linked to the platform for them to do their marketing, and that's why we built this. You can also create posts if you want to, to improve your SEO, your search engine optimization. You could create the post. The post is published onto the landing page, and then you can share that post on any social media, which can be a story about your event, or it can be an interview, or it can be whatever you want, and then have the people, bring the people to the landing page. And there's the tickets tab, where you have you can create any your type of tickets. They can be paid or they can be free. Sorry, I'm moving around in the rooms first. Ticket, here it is. You can create any, as I said, free tickets, the quantity, the price, or you can add paid tickets, however you want. Put an image so that people recognize the ticket, and once somebody buys the ticket, you get an email, you get a confirmation, and the whole process kicks off. Then you have your chat, where you can manage the main chat in the top of and you can see here, manage the different messages. Here's a question from Marta: how difficult it is to learn managing this platform, and does Evelyn provide support for it? Thank you, Marta. As you can see, it's actually very easy to manage the platform. In its point, click, copy, paste. So there's no programming, there's no code. You don't have to deal with HTML, nothing. It's just copy, paste, copy, paste. That's all you need to do to deploy your content on the platform. It is also, as you saw, very easy to give access to a third party on the platform. And I didn't go into the team members, but you can add team members. You can add users to help you build your pages. And so it's very, very, very simple. Then on the event schedule, here's where you create any event. You add events, and you can just read distribute from YouTube, Facebook, or Vimeo. You select the auditorium. Here in this case, I have 3 auditoriums. So you could be running concurrent. Let's say you have a conference that has 3 tracks. So you would create 3 auditoriums and put the specific track into each one of the auditoriums so that users can actually enjoy the content in each of the tracks. Then you leave the content there, or you can take it off depending on whether you know what you want to do. You just need to paste the URL, and you can actually have the images. If I go to the auditorium, let me show you what that. If you see the 2 images on each side of the main screen, those are for those can be managed in the event schedule itself. Okay. And then okay, so let's go back and finish with this. That's how you manage your events. Then you have a couple more things: alerts that help you distribute and actually tell people that something is happening on the venue. And finally, but not you have your news. You can add news to the front of the venue, and they appear on this top banner here, which is called Today in Eveland, and you can add your news for your event. You can rename that tab if you want as well. Okay, so the final tab is the users. And here's where obviously users can log in and sign up, and you can manage this list however you want. Okay, you can export anything. Any further questions today? I guess it's very easy to manage the platform, and I've answered all the questions that were out there. There's one more, let me see. Once I create and deliver an event, do I have access to it afterwards? Yes, you do. You can decide that on your dashboard. You can set your dashboard how you want, when you want the event to end, and that would, depending on your on the venue that you're managing, depending if it has the capability to run 1 or more concurrent events, you could leave all the events available. Have more than 1 concurrent event, then you can only run 1 event at the same time. So the previous events that you've run would not be able to be accessed. But that's always a configuration issue. So we have right now up to 5 continuous concurrent events that you could run on the higher end venue. Okay, any other questions for today? No? Okay, well, this was very nice. Thank you very much for attending our AMA today. I hope you have seen that the platform is actually easy to use. Well, I have Marta, she's engaged. Based on the experience gathered, which are the key advantages that this platform has for chambers of commerce and small businesses? Well, for the idea is that, as you saw, it's a very easy to use platform that will allow these businesses to start their journey into Web3 by using tools that are sophisticated tools that, like the blockchain or NFTs or any of these other tools, in a very easy to use way. It also provides them with an immersive experience where they can promote their businesses and interact with their customers in a very. Today, if you want to create a website and you want to add a chat client and you want to add transactional capabilities, these are all very technical, and you will need to have technical support. You need to have a person on the back end to help you build those. With us, you can do that very easily. Also, you add the event component, then you have an audience attraction capability that you don't get in a standalone website, let's call it. Evo wants to know which could be the market price if I try to get all of this metaverse developer outside Eveland. If you want to get something like this, I would say there are no other specific direct competitors to what we're doing in a metaverse sense, but there are events platforms all over the place. Now, an event platform for one event can run anything from I would say 5. The first event that you do could be 7 with the setup, all the way up to 15K for one event. So obviously it's a very expensive proposition, and in our case, we are really looking to partner with chambers of commerce and offer them the opportunity to create business together with us. So I think it's it's a non-comparison from that perspective. Okay. Well, thank you very much for all your questions. This has been fantastic. And if you want to relive the content, it's going to be available. Please get back. We'll be in touch with you. We saw some of the people who registered and participated. We'll definitely be in touch with you to follow up and offer you the opportunity to bring your Chamber of Commerce onto the Metaverse. Thank you all very much. Have a great day.